Lloydminster and District Co-op, membership matters more. Because being part of a co-op means you're connected to something bigger than yourself. From long-held legacy by those who built our communities, to people you call family, friends, and neighbors. When you're a Lloyd Co-op member, you're an owner in a local business that prides itself on purpose alongside profit. You earn cash back, you help support causes that matter most, and you're building a better way of life for the next generation. Membership matters more.
Local people. Local news and events. Local sports. Local matters. For all things Lloydminster and area, this is Live with Kurt Price.
Hey, thanks for joining us this morning here at the new Lloydminster Nissan. We are now located on Highway 17 South in our brand new building, and we invite you to come down and have a look at an incredible inventory, a great lineup of new and pre-owned vehicles, particularly if you're looking for a new SUV. Our lot is absolutely jam-packed full, and right now, it's still summer. I know we're into August, but it's still summer and we're still having summer fun. And that's what you're going to get to do when you get into your new vehicle. Not only are you going to have the freedom to go where you want to go, but we'll play a little summer game with you as well. We've got some what they call cornhole here to win some awesome prizes with your new purchase as well, like free gas and detailing packages and all kinds of fun stuff. So check it out here and check out our new building, again, on Highway 17 South at the new Lloydminster Nissan. Jarrod Russell is here, and he's going to tell us about the Great Cycle Challenge, and Lana Lane is here as well, because this has not only been Jarrod's thing that he's been doing and raising thousands and thousands of dollars for kids fighting cancer. It's become a family thing, so we're going to get into that as well. Superior Water is proud to provide you with the purest drinking water possible, and I drink it because I like the taste. I believe it is Superior Water. It's the best water in Lloydminster, and at just $3 a jug, you get a nice consistent taste. And don't forget ice for that Crown Royal all summer, just $2 a bag. 2 locations in Lloydminster. You can visit them beside Sheepskin Loft on 57th Avenue. And if you need help with those big blue jugs, you're not going to have to ask for it. And they also have a coin-operated location, kind of a do-it-yourself thing, just off Highway 17 South by 7-Eleven. It's Superior Water. Water treatment is what they do, and they do it well. Sandy Beach is going to host another summer market this Sunday, August the 4th. Lots of stuff for kids. Of course, there's so much fun with the lake, but there's also bouncy castles and a kids zone set up by the tent guys and a chance to win a $500 home hardware gift card. Plenty of vendors, including lots of food on site. That runs from 10 to 4. And so far, the weather for Sunday is pretty darn good. And if you're headed out to Turtle Lake this weekend, it looks even nicer in that area. Cobb's Cove is the place to be on Sunday night for a pig roast. That runs from 4:30 to 7. That's in support of a new playground. So take your lawn chair, take your beverage, but the food is provided at $15 for pulled pork, salads, and desserts. Heritage Day is coming up on Monday at Weaver Park. Yay, long weekend. We'll all be enjoying it while Jared's biking around. But the Bar Colony Heritage Society and Richard Larson Bar Colony Foundation, along with Lloydminster's Museum and Archives, are proud to present the Heritage Day. And recreation programmer Beth Bernard joined us yesterday and said the day will start off with a pancake breakfast, as it usually does. Features all kinds of familiar things like rope making and fun rock wall. But you can also take a trip down memory lane with some classic events and something new this year.
Tours of Rendell House. Wagon rides are always a popular one as well. This year, new, we are going to open the warehouse. So we're opening up the Artifact Warehouse. So for those who are interested, it's kind of like getting a behind the scenes peek at how we warehouse some of the artifacts that don't always make it into the rotation of being on display in the museum. So
The Scottish Heavy events are coming to Big Manitou Regional Park on August the 10th. The Carnage events feature all kinds of classic Scottish heavy events like the hammer throw, the heavyweight throw, the ones where they throw the trees. That's the best. That's what everybody wants to see. And there's fun stuff for the kids as well, like bouncy houses and face painting. And then they've got a supper, which is beef on a bun. That runs from 5 to 7, and that's followed by a beer gardens. But things get started at 11 a.m. at Big Manitou Lake. Toby Cullum going to join us next week with the details on what looks to be a really fun event. Hang in the 30s takes place this Saturday and Sunday in Malaysia, Alberta. Lionel Romanchuk joined us Monday, told us every penny raised of the over $300,000 this weekend will go to help those fighting cancer. And it is also a great day out.
Tours of Rendell House. Wagon rides are always a popular one.
Come there and visit Hang in the 30s is absolutely mind-boggling. How big it's gotten, how much stuff, displays they have, all criteria 1930s. So if you take your kids there, your grandkids, it's like a living, breathing history lesson. And they'll begin Saturday about 10 o'clock in the morning with the opening ceremonies. Then they'll go right into the parade. We've had as many as 48 teams of horses in the parade.
Wow.
And, yeah. And then all day long, there's horse-drawn demonstrations, everything from a thrashing machine, because, you drive around the countryside, and a lot of kids see these old thrashing machines sitting, but they don't really know what they do. At Hang in the 30s, you get to see them work.
So we've got all kinds of fun with the Heritage Day coming up on Monday, and of course Hang in the 30s, and there's more Western heritage for you coming in August. Wagon Week is on the horizon. The new Lloydminster Nissan CPCA Chuck Wagon Finals take place August 14th to 18th at the Lloydminster Exhibition Grounds in Halstead Downs. It's one of the busiest weeks, one of the most fun weeks of the year here in Lloydminster, and of course it's a lot of fun for us here at the new Lloydminster Nissan because we get to crown a CPCA champion and watch them drive off in a brand new Pathfinder, courtesy of the new Lloydminster Nissan. A Pathfinder that is on display right now over at the Lloydminster Exhibition. 33rd Annual Frenchman Butte Museum Festival is next Sunday, August 11th, celebrating the 100th anniversary of the Royal Canadian Air Force. The parade goes at 1:30. That's always a big hit. And of course, there's entertainment, roast beef, loads of fun for all the kids with balloon animals and face painting, and lots of classic demonstrations as well. So more heritage coming up there. And open farm days are back in Alberta this August. Once again, Chatsworth Farm, just north of Vermilion, is going to be taking place for open farm days on Saturday, August 17th. There's a few days, but they like to hold theirs around the middle of August. And it's an opportunity to see where your food comes from. Take a guided tour of the yard, enjoy some music, see that equipment in action, and it's just a really good opportunity to also see some animals, which the kids will absolutely love as well. And we are excited that Maria Days is coming up next week. Oh, yes, Maria Days means that you get lots of vendors, you get some entertainment, and we get to spend some time with Maria. We're excited she's going to come in and she's going to be co-hosting with us on the show, on the program here next week. Well, BioClean Disaster Services is your local disaster service company. Not only are they local, they're also Lloydminster's largest restoration company, and they'll help you get your life back. What that means is taking care of your belongings and taking care of your property is, of course, of utmost importance, but so is taking care of you and your family, because your mind is going to be all over the place. You're going to need help navigating the entire thing, and that's what BioClean Disaster Services does. They help you get your life back. So you can give them a call at BioClean Disaster Services at 1-833-246-8326. We'll take a break, and when we come back, we're going to find out more about Jarrod Russell's Great Cycle Challenge happening this August.
It's more than just taxes at L&A CPA. Assurance, accounting, retirement planning, estate planning, business consulting, financial consulting, farm program support, and bookkeeping. But yes, there is always taxes. The team at L&A CPA is committed to helping you achieve your best results and will be there to assist you every step of the way. L&A CPA, with offices in Provost, Vermilion, and Lloydminster. How can you help support the oil and gas industry and jobs in Western Canada? The answer is closer than you think. Sell your scrap metals to PWM Steel. PWM sells scrap iron to Evraz, located in Regina. Evraz's #1 customer is the energy sector, building pipes and plates for the oil and gas industry. PWM Steel is your locally owned metal recycler and steel service center in the area. Plus, they're a strong supporter of the community. PWM Steel, your top steel supplier for Alberta and Saskatchewan for 40 years.
Welcome back. Wellings of Lloydminster is the perfect location for those 55 and over that are looking to take the next step and get out of a big house and get out of all those worries that sometimes come with having a big house, especially if you're the kind of person that likes to travel and go away for weeks or even months at a time. Because Wellings of Lloydminster, you don't have any maintenance to worry about. So there's no shoveling, there's no cutting grass, there's nothing like that. But remember, you are living an independent life in a nice village location within the city. In fact, they're building a nice clubhouse to kind of be the centerpiece as well. So if you're ready to take the next step and move into a 1 or 2 bedroom villa, what I suggest you do is call Darlene and you take a walk through one of these villas and you see what they're like, how deep the garage is, how beautiful the backsplashes are, how nice that in-floor heating is and the big picture windows and the high ceiling is. Call Darlene, 780-872-8537. That's Wellings of Lloydminster. Well, pleased to be joined. We kind of are doing this every second year, I think, since we started the program here. But please be joined by Jarrod Russell and his sister Lana Lane. And we're going to be talking about the Great Cycle Challenge, which is an event to raise funds for children with cancer. And if you're not familiar with it, you may not know why. This young man is biking all around town because in August, you're going to see him everywhere. And actually, come to think of it, you see him everywhere in July and June as well, biking around too, but more so in August. So thank you guys for giving us some of your time. It's appreciated.
Thanks for having us.
And you brought another guest as well.
Well, it's a family affair, as you said, right?
Yeah. So if you hear some gurgling and some babbling and some
Yeah.
fun, it's not Jason Whiting who's doing the program today. Yeah. Okay. Just so everybody, so everybody knows, there is another person.
Yes, our granddaughter Oakley
Yeah.
is here along for the visit this morning.
So let's talk about the Great Cycle Challenge and why, Jarrod, you decided how many years ago that you wanted to do this?
Well, it was just to raise money, and I was riding my bike all through town, and why not raise money at the same time?
How many years has it been?
9.
So this is the 9th year?
Yeah.
And how much have you raised to this point?
240,000 and change.
Lana, what do you think when you hear that number?
Yeah, it's a big number. And
It's a huge number.
It's a huge number.
$240,000 for kids fighting cancer.
Yeah, no, for sure. But I also think that number speaks volumes to the support that the ride has had in Lloydminster and the support that the community has given Jarrod.
Now, there's how did you find out about the Great Cycle Challenge?
It was on the website. My brother-in-law, Kevin, was on the website seeing what I can do for cancer. And I was going to do the Alberta, the 2-day, but they say it was too rough to train. And I just found this Great Cycle Challenge in Canada in 2016. I was now on, I'm 9 years.
Lana, what when you guys found the Great Cycle Challenge, what was it that you said, you know what, Jarrod should,
Yeah.
he should do this?
Well, it was actually Kevin, Kevin was looking because we knew Jarrod wanted to do something. And we realized that probably a 2-day, very extensive ride would not be the best for him physically. And so just a little bit more looking onto the internet, we stumbled upon the Great Cycles Challenge and said to Jarrod, maybe this is something that you should check out. A month's worth of riding, manageable kilometers every day, raising money for kids that have gone through that journey of cancer and supporting families. So it fit, I think, for Jarrod's physical capabilities, as well as not that intensive, like go hard, for 2 days. So to actually keep it longer, to give him something to do every day.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, how many kilometers do you bike a day? Because when I got here this morning, you were sitting out front, and you said you'd done 9 already.
I usually go 20, probably. I split it up. I go in the morning, then I have lunch, then I go after, then I have supper, then I go again. It's 3 days.
3 times a day.
3 times a day, yeah.
3 times a day.
Yeah.
Well, and sometimes in the afternoon. I don't know how you do it with the heat that we've had lately.
Oh, and I usually go in evening and it's nice and cool.
The evening rides are probably the best. Hey, Jarrod? Yeah. And so on average, trying to maintain that 45 to 50 kilometers a day, breaking it up in those manageable chunks. So sometimes it's a 15-kilometer ride in the morning, then he'll extend it a little bit longer in the evening to try and make that goal. And often in the mid of the month, we start looking to how many kilometers he has, and we do the math, because the goal is that 1,300 kilometers for the month, right? So
So no weekends off.
no long weekend for Jarrod. No, just riding.
You just plan it around the rider games then.
No August holidays free.
No.
We see you biking around all the time, Jarrod. Do you have like a set route that you like to do?
I just go wherever I set to go. That's gonna be in the Saskatchewan side. I go. I don't have a set route to go. It just depends on the traffic and where I can actually go and not getting run over.
Well, you see, he's got the awesome bike here. Tell us about getting this bike.
Oh, it's a long story. My the family friend of he's Richard, but the family friend, his brother-in-law passed away, and he called my dad and said, "Jarrod looking for a bike?" Yeah, he is. My brother-in-law passed away, and we don't know what to do to the bike. And I just thought about you and Jarrod. And then a couple days later, the bike showed up on my front step, and there it is. And that was about 3 years ago.
Did you know, 3 years ago, what were you using before that?
I saw my recumbent bike. I have a red recumbent bike. I used for the starting in 2016. It was about 13 years old, and it had quite a miles on the. My tires were every 2 days. I had to change my tires. That's going 50 kilometers a day or something like that. And I was running out of powder.
So you were changing the tires on that bike every 2 days?
And
What makes this bike so different?
it's an electric bike. It's a power
So
assist.
he does
Okay.
have some assist, yeah.
Yeah. You don't have to use the power assist. You use you can, if your legs are tired, you just do the power assist. The only time I don't use the power assist is that doing Bud Miller.
He's pretty speedy, Bud Miller. I don't know if you've been walking
Yes,
in
I
Bud
have.
Miller. You have
Yeah.
to watch when he. Yeah, so
Well, there's nice little paths that I always see him on too, staying
For
out of
sure.
the shade too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and Bud Miller, I would say, is a huge part of your ride. So in every day, you're probably in Bud Miller at some time.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. For the family, do you guys spend time biking with him? Or is it no way he's doing 50 today?
Yeah. No, so we often try to plan the longer rides. So we know it's not safe for Jarrod to be on the road and on the highway on his own, but there's some nice pavement spots. And one of our favorite spaces to ride is out by the airport. And so I think is it Hawkstone or that subdivision that's
Oh,
out
yeah.
sort of
Yeah.
further north of the airport, but they've just done some really nice pavement there. And so to go down the airport road and then hang that left and make yourself west to that subdivision there, it's beautiful. And so longer rides, that's when we grab friends and family. So if he wants to go for a longer ride, he'll phone and say, okay, we need to get some kilometers in.
Right.
And so we usually try to band whoever can come. Like Darby and I went, was it 2 years ago, Jarrod? Or even last year, I can't remember. We rode to Sandy Beach.
Sandy Beach.
So we kind of had our, little convoy going that way. But
You know, there's people that don't like to drive out to Sandy Beach. They
yeah,
love
and you know
bike
what?
out there.
That ride, after our ride, we decided that wasn't maybe the safest thing to do.
Yeah.
It's a very busy highway, but yeah, so just trying to find those safer avenues that we can go out. But it gets kind of monotonous, right?
Yeah.
You
to
know,
do the
those
same route all the
same
time.
route and same pathways, and I
And
mean, Jarrod,
alone.
and alone, right? And you can definitely have the conversations with Jarrod about which areas. He gets pretty growly sometimes with regards to the state of some of the walkways, and I don't have a walkway here, or I can't go here, and I got to jump this curve. So when you talk tires and what happens, I mean, I think taking some of the curbs sometimes doesn't do well for the bike either.
Jarrod, are you turn into a grumpy old man or what?
Oh, 2 years, I'm going to be 50.
There you go. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess you are then.
Yeah.
Counting down.
Yeah, I guess you are. How do you come up with, like, does everybody on the Great Cycle Challenge do 13,000 kilometers?
No, it's usually, you can usually, they have a goal of 800 or whatever is 300, or they can
Yeah, it's individual.
individually.
Yeah. You decide
Whatever.
on how many kilometers. Yeah.
Yeah.
And the bike keeps track of the kilometers for you?
My phone.
Oh,
app on the phone.
yeah. Okay, perfect. We're going to take a break. When we come back, I want to get into how you can help Jarrod, how you can raise funds, and also we'll talk more about how this is a family thing when we come back.
Jason Arden and Associates Cooperators, we're proud to be a top-rated local insurance company that offers flexible solutions and expert advice for all your insurance and investment needs. We'll work with you to tailor your insurance specific to your needs, and we offer investment advice that always puts you first.
At Cooperators, one of our core values is to give back to the communities that we live in. Thanks to the support of our clients in Lloydminster and area, in 2023, Jason Arden and Associates has donated $40,000 to local nonprofits, charities, students, athletes, and other special events. How does your insurance company support our community?
At CK McKean Roofing, they understand what it took to put that roof over your head for your family. With over 20 years of experience under their belt, they strive to show you that with their workmanship and their integrity. Not all roofing companies are created equal, and that's why CK McKean Roofing encourages you to focus on your most important investments, your home and your family. CK McKean Roofing. Roofers do it on top.
At Diamond 7 Meats, we work with local farm families to provide a high-quality product and a great selection for you. Try our mouth-watering smokies, pulled pork, roast beef, and more, made pure and natural with no additives or fillers. We offer custom processing, and our experienced team works for you to provide a selection of sausage, burgers, and jerkies made to your specifications. Take your grilling to the next level with a Yoder smoker. Complete the grilling experience with Canadian-made, award-winning line of House of Q barbecue sauces. We're locally owned and operated, and we look forward to seeing you today.
I'm Brian Zinchuk of PipelineOnline.ca. I used to be a pipeliner, and I've spent the last 15 years reporting on energy in Saskatchewan. PipelineOnline.ca provides comprehensive coverage of light oil, heavy oil, lithium, helium, power production including coal, wind, solar, geothermal, natural gas, and nuclear. There's a lot happening in Saskatchewan's energy sector, and Pipeline Online is there for all of it. No one else comes even close.
Welcome back. We're here at the new Lloydminster Nissan, now located on Highway 17 South in our brand new building. And Jarrod Russell and his sister Lana Lane are our guests today. We're talking about the Great Cycle Challenge that takes place all August long, and how Jarrod has raised over $240,000. And this year, the goal is
1,300.
1,300 kilometers.
1,300 kilometers. And how about dollar-wise?
30,000.
Is that more than last year?
Yeah.
I was going to say, that seems... How did you decide on that goal? Why increase it, Jarrod?
Oh, I was just wanting, I don't know, just want to tense myself to do better. And, well, just treat the weather. The kids in the hospital, they can't do that. They stuck in the hospital. Parents are looking after them night and day, and sitting at their bed and listen to the beeping of the machines, and it's actually the parents are hurting them most. That the kids in there, and the kids don't have voice, and the adults now that have cancer, they have a voice, but I can break down. The child cancer kids don't have a voice. If somebody has to step up, I'm going to be the voice of them in my ride. And doing this 13 kilometers a day, I just want to push myself. I know through my experience that I had cancer in S4, and I know how my parents, day in out, my day, night, and my dad was, we had to leave Dad because he had to work. My mom and I went to Edmonton, and they stayed behind, and Dad had to divide for the family behind. And I don't know, it's something truly in my heart.
Lana, do you remember those days?
Oh.
You were quite young, but...
Yeah, I'm tearing up here too. I was 12 when Jarrod was diagnosed with a stage 3 tumor. And I remember our family being ripped. And we didn't know what was happening, right? So at that age, you're kind of trying to process. And everyone's cancer journey when you get that cancer diagnosis is different. And in our experience, it for sure, rips your family apart, but it's also something that brings your family closer together. And so you rally around the people in your life that are going through that journey. And for Jarrod, thankfully, he survived it. For many families, that's not the case. And so when Jarrod says that it tugs at his heart, it is a tough one when you see the faces of these little people and the journeys that they're going through, and his description of parents living by the bedside is so true. And I remember my mom was there for many months, and we went to visit, and my dad at that time just really was struggling, trying to comprehend what was going on. And he actually walked by the hospital room that Jarrod was in and refused to believe that that was his son, that Jarrod was going through that trauma and that just a horrible disease, right? And so what it does to families, not only individual, right? I mean, it is just such a devastating diagnosis and a journey that so many families now have to partake. So if you can give back in any little way, and for Jarrod, you know, riding his bike, which is great for him, but also supporting families that are in this journey right now of cancer is just a wonderful thing. So as a family, you can't not get behind it. It's just something that I think we've all grown to look forward to. And for Jarrod, it's a purpose every day to get up in August and ride for the kids.
What has this done for Jarrod? What have you seen over the last 9 years?
Yeah. And again, physically, we know that with this diagnosis and with the journey that Jarrod's been on, it wasn't just the cancer, but it was all the after effects. So as a result of the tumors, which took 3 surgeries, and at that time, very invasive surgery, cancer treatment has definitely progressed throughout the years. But Jarrod's tumor today would probably one that they could laser, and it wouldn't be that invasive surgery. And so, but you still look at the aftermath. So there has been some speech impediment. There's been some physical change to the right side of his body. He's definitely partially paralyzed on that right side. So you think of every day getting up in the morning, trying to navigate your day. You know, for many of us, we take for granted how easy it is to brush your teeth. Put your deodorant on. Try and do it with one hand. And try to get the other side of your other armpit. Those are challenges that we don't really think about, right? Or to button up a shirt, or to even put snaps on. So, you know, it's changing your life. Jarrod was right-handed, and we knew that at that stage, right? But he had to retrain his brain and retrain the body to now be a left-handed person. So it's just, I mean, I can't but look with awe, right? When you see somebody that you love and the challenges that he goes through every day, how he maneuvers it and how he gets up every day. And so for the ride, it's a positivity, it's a purpose. He's doing something for others. And I think in our world, that's what we all should be doing. We should be doing for others. And so what a great way to give back to a community that he was once part of, right?
Jarrod, you usually ride for specific children. There's usually somebody that you have in mind while you're out there biking. Do you have anyone this year?
No, I don't. 2 years ago, I had a kid that was for stage 4 cancer, not curable. We couldn't do any surgery to remove it, and he was living his life that he's gonna die and hurt the family. And good friends with the family now in Alabama. He wants me to come to Alabama. They think I'm a hero, riding for their son, and they're in awe too. They don't know it's 5,000 kilometers away, and this person wants to help this little kid that is in cancer treatments, and they're ecstatic. They're unbelievable that I want to help this little kid with this money. And I think we set some money
We did.
aside.
Yeah, so that was Braxton who passed. And we had definitely made some close ties with that family, but we chose that year to actually take some of the funds that Jarrod was raising and support that family personally. And so, again, you make connections in the devastation of that diagnosis. There are other families going through what we went through as a family. And so the network of that family or those families is strong, and it's unexplainable, really, the stuff that goes on when you see little people going through just a
Yes.
horrific disease, right?
It's worldwide cancer.
Yeah.
Well, we see how tough it is on adults.
Oh,
How tough it is on
for sure.
on children. And like you say, families get involved.
Yes,
Right? And
yeah.
it does draw families closer together.
Yeah.
It's become I would say, a competition for you, Jarrod. You see the leaderboard on the Great Cycle Challenge. Am I right in saying that you take it on as a challenge to raise more money?
Yeah, in the off season, I look for kids that are suffering for brain cancer, and I'm on the internet about every second day trying to find who's suffering for this cancer, the childhood cancer. That's all in off season. And August 1st hits, I'm on my bike trying to, in my mind, I'm trying to figure out who has cancer, childhood cancer, or who doesn't, and family. It hurts about family so much. When I started riding for Baxton, they didn't know us. I was found them on web and internet, and they say I'm a hero back there. That
Well, and I think your tie with Braxton maybe was he's a ball player. And so we often get texts from Jarrod saying, here's another child that's going through cancer. Here's another story. So as a family, we're always inundated with all of the stories of these families. And so I think Braxton really hit Jarrod because he was a ball player, active family, just young little guy, blonde hair, just sort of was our story. And so there were no borders, I guess, right? It doesn't matter if it's States, Canadian, whatever. There are children across the world that are going through this journey. And so I think that connector piece, we understood, and Jarrod definitely knows what was happening and what he was going through. So to make that connection was really powerful. So no child specifically this year. I think for us probably, we lost our dad to cancer this last year. And so it's a ride for all, and maybe just an awareness of those journeys, right?
Just to get the
word out. Yeah.
Just to get on the voice of child cancer.
There you go. Yeah.
How do you help Jarrod get to his $30,000 goal?
Yeah, so a little tougher this year, I think, because often when they have at the Great Cycle Challenge what they call a double up day. So there would be a day, and usually it's around the 10th of August, where some donor or donors have come forward and they will match the donations made that day. And so we've really rallied around that day. And I think the word this year is that they haven't found that donor. Now, not saying that one may not come forward or whatever, but we've done the fundraiser kickoff barbecue. So Sellers RV, so that was a couple of weeks ago. So Sarah and her team definitely have supported Jarrod in the past, and we were able to start and kick off with about $1,400 that day for that barbecue, which was lovely. Definitely the donations from all of the businesses and the community members. We continue to hope that those all come in, and we've definitely got lots of family and friends from not only Lloydminster but everywhere that make those donations. And then on the 26th of September, Marina at Boston Pizza and her staff will, with the Rustlers, so Lakeland Rustlers hockey team has kind of come in on that as well, and they did last year. We will do a day of pizza. So I think it's $1. Is it $1 every pizza I think that's how she does it. And then we have
$1
a
medium pizza.
yeah.
Like
So
Phil
she.
McGutt.
So anyway, that day, September 26th, from 4 to 8 is when Jarrod would be there, and our families are there, and everybody's welcome to come. But throughout the day, any pizza that they sell will be set aside, or a certain amount. And so Marina is awesome. So that'll be on the 26th of September. So those are the two, I guess, things that we've done. And then we just, pray and hope that everybody continues to sponsor and check Jarrod's ride out and, make donations.
You ever have anybody come up to you while you're biking and give you some money?
Few people, yeah. It's actually, it's funny. It's actually the kids that asked the parents, he's riding to cancer. You mind giving him some money or whatever? And they do. It's unreal that the kids figure that on ride for kids' cancer, and the parents shy away from it. Then the kids just brighten. The eyes are brighten, and it's the funniest. Usually in the hot weather, I go to the spray park, and the kids are just join me in the spray park, just cool myself down.
Well, you've got a cool bike. They like that cool bike, right? Like they're thinking that's pretty neat. I want to ride on that.
Yeah. Who keeps that bike going for you?
Jim Taylor.
I want to get that in there because I know Jimmy does.
Totally, and Jim has been a huge supporter of Jarrod too. So not only getting his bike ready for the ride, but those stress calls when we do have a flat tire or something's gone haywire or his assist isn't working, or he's been awesome. And I think he also has your donation box there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
At
So
Grinding
people
Gears.
at Grinding Gears. So there is a donation box there. And Jarrod stays at the Hearthstone Hemstock, so that's home for Jarrod. And it's interesting, but the folks there that are living there too, they rally around Jarrod. So there's another donation box there. And they are always looking forward to the update on how the rides have gone throughout the month. So that's it. That feels good too.
Well, it's one thing. Jim Taylor wants to do a night of riding, and he's gonna have my donation box, and every $1 or $5, something like that, they're gonna put in, and
He'll match it. Is that what you're saying?
no, I'm gonna ride along with them.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Well, Jarrod's always scheming in different ways. We
Oh,
got
I
to
know.
try and keep up.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
What's the new next best thing we're going to try?
Yeah, exactly. Well,
Yeah.
we'll watch for that.
Yeah.
We'll watch for something
Yeah.
to come there. Is there anything I'm forgetting to ask that you want?
No,
people
I
to
don't think
know?
so. I think it's interesting. This is the 9th year, but we're already talking about next year because it will be the 10th year. So I think
big year.
next year we're talking about a big year. And so we did talk about a glow ride or something like that where, maybe it is a big splashy ride next year where we involve more people in the community actually riding bikes and just join in a ride one day or something. So,
Yeah, and the night.
Be
They're
kind of a
all
cool.
glowed up, and
You might have to incorporate scooters. See a lot of those around.
That's right. Yeah.
well, they're dangerous too.
Yeah.
We just had a conversation about that the other day. Thank you both, and best of luck reaching $30,000. It's greatcyclechallenge.ca.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you can go on there and make a donation, or of course, Grinding Gears,
Yeah.
Hearthstone.
Yeah,
Hemstock.
and he'll have his donation box on his bike. So if you do see him in the parkways or the pathways and, want to strike up a conversation and have that, he definitely takes those donations then too.
Okay, don't take up too much of the time though. He's got 50 kilometers
Yeah,
to do that.
every
too.
day. Yeah.
Thank you both. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Well,
awesome.
we are going to be back with you next week. The long weekend starts a little bit early for us. Yay. But we'll be back on Tuesday. So that's a really long weekend. But Mayor Jarrod Albers is going to be joining us. And as I mentioned, Maria is going to be co-hosting all week. So we're going to be having some fun with Maria Days as well. And Jarrod's going to come in and talk to us about a few things, including that nasty carbon tax again. So we'll talk about that. And there's some other sort of issues that we want to talk about as well. So If you have anything that you'd like us to talk to Jarrod about, you can always email or message us as well, and we'll ask the tough questions on Tuesday morning, 10 o'clock, right here at the new Lloydminster Nissan.